I believe everybody here knows, close that door. Believe everybody here knows what radhashtami is, right? Who doesn't know? Who doesn't know what radhashtami is?
He asked me.
So, see, everybody knows what radhashtami is, right? So I guess if I pick anybody randomly, you can get the class. I guess randomly, right? So should I start any, mini, miny, mo? So we think we know, right? Or we partially know. We know today is Srimati Radha Rani's birthday or appearance day, right? But if I ask you, most are either Guyanese or Indian here. Huh? So if I ask you, tell me a little bit about the personality of the president, prime minister of India, or the president of Guyana. You won't know a fraction only. You would know, right? So you can imagine this is the supreme personality of God here we're talking about. So how is it possible we can know anything? We should be thankful we hardly know anything about Radha Rani, more than thinking that we do know. Because when you don't know of something like gold or like diamond, the least you know, the more attractive the diamond becomes. The more you know it's a stone. And doesn't matter how much you accumulate in life, you'll leave it when you're gone. Then it has no value. If it's something you're going to leave when you're going back home to Godhead, then there is no value. Right? So the more you know about something in the material world, the least value it becomes. The more you know about Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Radha Sundar, the more you understand that everything in the material world has less value. So the Lord appears once in a while. But when he comes, he doesn't come by himself. He do not come by himself. Reason is because everything is attached to him. Right? If you have a beautiful pearl necklace and it's broken, you don't say I have a beautiful pearl necklace. Unless the same pearl, you might have the string hanging around somewhere in the box. It's not beautiful anymore, it's broken. But if it's strong, it's nice, you said, I have a beautiful necklace. The only thing that is different is that it's broken. But it's still beautiful. One fragment of it has been displaced, but the entire 99.9% of it are still in place. But it's not a necklace anymore. Right? So when Krishna comes along, everything strings along with him. Everything on this planet is existing, operating by his will. So Radha Rani, who is considered Krishna's internal potency. Now, this is vastly misinterpreted, even devotees, because we were taught not to glorify Radha Rani in the West. In India, it's common. That's been done for thousands of years. But in the West, we only knew about Radha Rani 59 years ago. The way we know Radha Rani now. Before, we didn't. So, it tells us that what Prabhupada said is that we have to be very careful when we glorify Radha Rani. And even Prabhupada, who was Indian, if you listen to his lecture, he mostly spoke about Krishna. He spoke about Balaram. Very little he spoke about Radha because it's very difficult, right? So Krishna, the embodiment of everything, is external, right? Embodiment of anything is external, right? We can see everybody's body, right? We can see this building. If you're standing outside, we can see this building, right? We stand in front of anybody, they can see me. They can see my dress. They can see my dress. They can't see inside. So how would they understand me? Some people say you speak your mind, you speak your heart, you speak this, you speak whatever it is. But still, there's only a fraction of anything we would know about that person. The person can continuously tell their story every day, and every day it'll be different. Or every day it'll be the same thing, but that doesn't make them them. Whether it's different every day, you can't say I understand them or mostly understand them. Or if they're telling the same thing, you can't say I mostly understand them or I understand them. So Radha Rani is Krishna, but it's internal potency. It's what's happening in Krishna. It's like the building is Krishna, and what's happening inside here is Radha Rani. That's how it should be understood. Not Radha Rani being separate. Not Radha Rani may appear to be feminine. Radha Rani is neither masculine nor Radha Rani is feminine. Krishna is neither masculine nor is feminine. Our identity makes us masculine and feminine. But in spirit, the spirit soul has no masculine or feminine, no male nor female. So Radha Rani, since she is the internal potency, it's very, very difficult. Because if you ask, oh, I said water.
I thought you need some cold. It's okay, I'll get it.
Yeah, so it's very difficult. So we look across the street and we see that big nice tall building. We can explain everything, what's happening outside the building. Its structure, how it's built, how everything, how it works, or everything from the outside. But from the inside, we don't know. There's so much character, so many different living beings, so many. There's dogs, there's cats, there might be birds, there might be so many human beings with different ideals, so many ideas, so many. Like in these few buildings, you might have infinite qualities of human being there. And that's inside. Outside, you can't see them. Inside, from outside, you can't see them. But from the inside, if you go, every apartment, or every store, or every office, or everything has a different sets of human being, and everybody operate differently. So internal potency doesn't just mean internal, and we often quote Radha Rani's pleasure potency, which is very offensive, because we would interpret pleasure potency as what we think of pleasure. Anything we enjoy as pleasure, that's what we would think Radha Rani is. That's very offensive. That's why we're not allowed to speak of Radha Rani. We should not. Nobody should. When we speak of Radha Rani, we speak of Krishna. Because why? When we think of Radha Rani and we speak of Krishna, why? Why do we do that? Anybody can tell me?
We don't consider them separate from each other.
Anybody else? Because the only thing that pleases Radha Rani, or the topmost of all the things that pleases Radha Rani, is when we serve Krishna. That's why we glorify Krishna on Radhashtami. Because that's the best birthday gift you can give to the highest personality of Godhead. She will be topmost happy because we are glorifying Krishna. And what pleases Krishna the most? Most smart. I thought you guys know Radharani here, huh? Krishna. Anybody else?
Serving devotees.
Takes care of devotees. Is devotees.
Serving, taking care.
Taking shelter of Radha Rani.
I thought you guys know Radharani. How come you don't know? Else you'll be sitting here, huh? So the topmost thing that pleases Krishna is when he's hanging out with Radharani. So it's a circle of life. Radharani is happy when we serve Krishna, and Krishna becomes happy when he is with Radharani. That's how it works. Radharani is happy when we serve Krishna. Radharani is not happy when we glorify Radharani because she doesn't give a damn. That's what pure devotees do. The pure devotee don't have this ability to want to be glorified. Pure devotee want other devotees to be glorified. And in this case, the devotees and Krishna is what makes Radharani topmost happy. And when Krishna is hanging out with Radharani, then he becomes topmost happy. He hangs out with us too, and he's happy. But the topmost happiness Krishna gets is when he is with Radharani. So, I hope you understand a little bit of Radharani, right? So, of the topmost personality, Srimati Radharani, topmost devotee. There's no devotee anywhere close to equal to Radharani, right? Among 16,108 gopis, Srimati Radharani accepts a humble position as a maid servant to Krishna. Imagine that. The topmost is taking the maid position. Why?
Because the biggest form of expressing love is through service.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And she's willing for the gopis to take up the higher service. Take care of Krishna, cook this, that, the other, whatever it is, and she does the menial service. Because she wants others to serve Krishna to get the benefit. She understood the pleasure of serving Krishna. That's why. So she's willing to take up even a maid servant and give us the opportunity to build a pool, put some flowers and light inside, and decorate. That's what she does. And she's standing there cleaning the floor. Another quality, she serves Krishna as a maid servant, and she nourishes his devotee. How does she nourish the devotees, by the way? Medication. I should multiply them. No? No, she gives you good health. She gives you food, she gives you shelter, she makes the sun rise, the moon shine, the farmers, she gives everybody. Huh? She made the fridge so we can refrigerate, some vegetables, keep it for tomorrow if you don't live in a farm where we can get fresh vegetables. She nourishes. She takes care of you, right? She got you here. She gives you opportunity to either you complete your college or you have to complete your college or you have to go to college. She gives you a good job. Sometimes Krishna takes it away, but she gives a good job. She gives you all good things. Sometimes Krishna will take it away. And she enjoys everything because she knows every bit of it every bit of it is as important as anything. So she nourishes us. She gives us education, just like a mom does. She gives us everything to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of Krishna. She is the highest in all good qualities. The highest of all good qualities. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna was saying, I am the taste in water, right? Taste in water. Because it doesn't matter what kind of juice you like, you wind up drinking some water. We go back to it, water, the taste in water. Right? Of fishes, I'm the shark, the most voracious. The most powerful are dolphin. But the shark is more ferocious. Everything is afraid of the shark. Right? So he says, of fishes, I am the shark. Of ocean, I'm the Ganges, the largest. Right? most powerful. It's not the largest in body of water. The geographic margin of the Ganges is much smaller than the Pacific Ocean. But it is the most powerful of all the oceans. Right? So he's the best in everything. And Srimati Radharani is the best in all good qualities. What are some good qualities?
Good
You have to
cook.
think.
Good
Huh?
cook. She's the best cook. Cooking every day for Krishna, different.
Well, that's not quality. What's that?
That's also a quality.
No, you
Cooking
mix
is
up,
like
mix up the
something when you
meaning
see-
and the quality. Don't mix up the meaning and quality. Just give me the quality.
Okay.
Kindness
Compassion.
and
She's
grace.
compassionate.
Compassion.
Hey, I'm compassionate kind. I'm not Radharani though.
She's the most compassionate. That's how.
Most compassionate.
That's how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in. That form.
You're telling me all the quality I have. My God, I thought you guys knew about Radharani here. You give up? Good qualities.
You were saying.
No,
Fully surrender to Krishna. Fully
Forgiveness.
surrender to Krishna.
What?
Surrender, she is fully surrendered to Krishna, always in the service of Krishna.
Okay. What is it, Prabhu?
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness. Right? What else? Anybody else?
Most beautiful.
You is beautiful. Oh, wow. You're very advanced devotee. What else? Very devoted. Okay.
She's a great speaker, the finest of speakers.
Okay. Yeah. Now you see, you start thinking. When you stop talking about me, you
She's
start
most
talking about
intelligent
Radharani.
as well.
Huh?
Most intelligent as well.
Most intelligent. Right? So normally, again, the reason why we don't glorify Radharani is because we think she is like us. She is topmost. She is not like us. So most beautiful is a what do you call it? A less version of, because we can explain our beauty. Most intelligent. She's serving Krishna. That's more appropriate, right? Somebody said something in the back, and you said something. What did you say just now?
So she is fully surrendered. to
Fully
Krishna.
surrender, okay, yes. Surrender and fully surrender. That is one quality that is very difficult to understand as well. What fully surrender means. Sometimes we say we're fully surrendered, but we have some opposition, like, yo, no, don't do that. About what fully surrender. My spiritual master is wrong. I got to correct him. That's not fully surrendered, right? Fully surrendered mean that she will do anything and anything to please Krishna, right? Highest of all good qualities. So any good quality we possess came from Radharani. And when we do that, we either say it's Krishna consciousness or it's the highest form of our appreciation for anything around us. When we start exhibiting all these good qualities from a material karma yoga standpoint, transitioning into bhakti yoga, these good qualities can take us far, and you can imagine that the blessings you get from Radharani to exhibit some of the most important things, qualities we also possess. We got it from them. All desires of Krishna rest in Radharani, as I explained before. When we worship Krishna, Radharani becomes happy. And when Krishna is with Radharani, he becomes happy. So all desires of Krishna rest in Radharani. Because that's the only place Krishna will go to be happy. So, as I said before, building structure, the way I want to keep the information flowing is that you are thinking of Krishna as this shell, and everything inside of Krishna we're glorifying. That's the notion that should be in your head of every time I said something about Radharani, is that she represents what's inside of Krishna, his internal potency. So he's enjoying himself. The presence of Krishna enhances the world, right? We know that. Sorry, we couldn't see. The presence of Krishna enhances the world, right? You said millennium after millennium, right? Yada yada hi dharmasya. He said millennium after millennium, I come. I like to come too. But he doesn't come all the time. His expansion comes along. But when he comes, you know we're in big trouble, right? The boss sends the managers, your immediate supervisor, then his supervisor, then his manager, and then that manager, and then the other one, to warn you and to warn you. But when you see your boss come to give you that warning, you know I'm in big trouble. Because all the other bosses failed. So the big guy has to come. So if Krishna has to come, we should understand we were in big trouble. And Radha Rani will not do anything about it. Because our entire life, for thousands of years, for millions of lifetimes, we would be breaking the principle. But she still comes along. She still comes along. Sorry. But the presence of Srimati Radharani enhances Krishna. So, the presence of Krishna enhances the world, right? As I explained before, that is her motive, is for all of us to worship Krishna. And he enhances us because what does he do? What does Krishna do? I'll give you a clue. What does Krishna do? Oh, I can't, sorry. I thought you can see the screen. I was giving you a clue. Three slides ago. That's the clue. If you're paying attention, you should remember because it's very simple. She's the highest of all good quality. Right?
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Yeah.
So, when Krishna comes along, Krishna enhances our good quality. He enhances our good quality. And because that's her highest quality, that transcends from her to us. So we're able to give to Krishna. If somebody give me $100 and I take that $100 and I give it to Krishna, then when you reciprocate with Krishna, when Krishna reciprocates with you, he's reciprocating that $100. So it's a full circle. Krishna enhances us and Radharani enhances Krishna. So it's full circle. So they're all pleased all the time. One other good quality, she is not just only the topmost devotee, she is the embodiment of devotion itself. So she's not only the topmost devotee, with all these good qualities, with everything that we can think, okay? She enhances Krishna and all this, right? She's the embodiment of devotion itself. It means that our pure love for Krishna is an example of one of Radharani's topmost quality. The amount of love we show towards a devotee is the embodiment of Radharani, is the manifestation of Radharani topmost quality. Right? So she's the embodiment of devotion itself because only her knows how to please Krishna. We do not know. And we will never know the full. She may never know the full, but certainly we will not know how to fully. Because if we know Krishna in full, because we're marginal, we're going to want to become Krishna, as we do now. That's why we're hanging out in Kali Yuga. Because we want to imitate Krishna. We want people to worship us. We want to have all the good qualities. We want to have everything. Because we want to imitate is why we end up in trouble. And Kali Yuga is the place for us to come experiment how to be Krishna. or how to be the embodiment of devotion with all the fake gurus and the fake sadhus and the fake everybody who try to say, I know God. It's everybody want to be Krishna, every single personality. And I'm 100% sure, it may sound very insulting, but I'm not insulting, I'm just telling the reality. Because if you weren't pretending to be Krishna, we would have never been here. Never. We would have been there, somewhere else, in a happier place. Fact is, we're here. We have that indebtedness to pretend to be Krishna, envious of Krishna. So our love is the quality, the embodiment of bhakti is what brought you here, and what will keep bringing you to temples to worship. The embodiment of Radha Rani, manifestation of the embodiment of devotion. So Srimati Radha Rani is giving us this power. So you can imagine how happy she is when we come here to worship Krishna. You can imagine. Just like any good child gives the pleasure to the mother. You can imagine what Srimati Radharani's feel when she looks and she said, oh, we got 50 people listening to Krishna. Well, let me rephrase that. Listening about Krishna, not listening to Krishna. Can you imagine the pleasure she'll get on her birthday? Approaching Krishna through Radharani is the most effective path of spiritual advancement. I'll repeat a couple times. Approaching Krishna through Radharani is the most effective path to spiritual advancement. One more time. Approaching Krishna through Radharani is the most effective path to spiritual advancement. I did that because I'm going to ask a question. And you can't see it. So, we are saying not to worship Radharani. But yet, we're saying here, approaching Krishna through Radharani. So, if you're approaching Krishna through Radharani, therefore she's in front. You have to worship Radharani to get to Krishna. Isn't that what this is what it's saying? Right? Is it? Yes? No?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of. Yes? Yes? Not sure? I can read it again. I can pull that thing there, this side, and approaching. So we're not talking about Radha Rani. We're talking about the previous slide. I totally forgot this. Curtain we closed. She is not just the topmost devotee, she's the embodiment of devotion. So, she is the embodiment of devotion. So what we say, right? Krishna's form, Krishna pastime. Right? What do we say?
It's not different from Krishna.
Right? But I am telling you this because I'll have you commit this mistake today. I'll give you a picture of Radha Rani, and sometime, I'm not going to tell you when, 100% sure I'll find it on the floor, I'll find it there, I'll find it there, I'll find it near your prasadam plate, I'll find it everywhere. I'm telling you where I'm going to find it, and yet I'm going to go find it there too. Or you'll find it in your back pocket or your front pocket or your bag or something. But would you treat Radharani like that? Because same thing, right? Radharani, name, fame, form, pastime, everything, same. One and the same. One and the same means one and the same. Doesn't mean, this is a picture, I can put it here. Doesn't mean. Because if you have a detail of Radharani, you can say, oh my God, take care nice. And you can always remember. Yet, if you have a piece of paper that has the word Radharani on it, you'll push it here, fold it, put it somewhere in your wallet, squeeze it tight, nicely, whatever you do. So it means that we don't understand what that really means. We just think we understand. Right? I've witnessed the respect devotee shows to a picture versus a deity. If you put a picture and a deity to put together, they'll bow down to the deity and do this to the picture. Then we don't understand. It's non-different. We don't. It's the same. Everything. It came from the same place. The Krishna is equally the same all the time. Radha Rani is equally the same all the time. Right? So embodiment, right? Remember, embodiment. So approaching Krishna through Radha Rani doesn't mean Radha Rani, the personality. It's the embodiment of bhakti is what is referred to as here. The embodiment of bhakti. Remember, she is the embodiment of bhakti. And I hope that everyone understand the word bhakti here, except me. And you just, they may not understand it, right? And my sister and some friends might not understand it as much as you, the rest of you understand bhakti. Because you're born and bred in the land among bhakti. You're born in bhakti. So you should understand the embodiment of bhakti. So it's that embodiment is what we're talking about here. And I deliberately place it like this as a trick question because I thought you might have been able to see it. But true Radharani, true bhakti, we're talking about here. Not Radharani, the personality. Through her good qualities, the embodiment of bhakti is the most effective path of spiritual advancement. So that's what we're referring, and this is how it's very difficult. And we were taught not to worship Radharani because we do not understand, we will not understand. Even at the time of going back home to Godhead, it's not possible that we understand a fragment of who Radharani is because Radharani is Krishna's internal
Potential.
Everybody, Radharani is Krishna's internal.
Potential.
Everybody else can go home who didn't say potency. It's Radharani birthday. That's how you treat people on their birthday? Come on, try it again. Repeat after me. Radharani.
Radha.
You guys are fasting or something?
Yes.
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 And then go eat and come back.
But I'm still repeating.
No, loud.
Okay.
Radharani
Radha
is Krishna's
internal
potency.
potency.
Now say it like you want to say it in Radharani's birthday. Radharani is Krishna's internal potency. You guys are hungry up here. We'll try this after we saw Prasad. So, approaching Krishna through Radha Rani is the most effective path of spiritual advancement. How do you approach Krishna?
Through the embodiment of Radharani, all the great qualities that she exemplifies.
Hey, that's like you copy over what I have written there. Give me one of them, not every one of them.
Bhakti.
Bhakti.
That's everything.
With love.
Okay,
With sincerity.
with sincerity. Huh?
With determination.
Determination. Wow. Next class is you. What else? That's it? Radharani's topmost quality, bhakti. What do you do bhakti in bhakti? What do you do?
Service, sincere service.
Service. Just the guy with the broken neck.
No. Stretching.
Oh, yeah. What?
I'm just stretching.
Oh, you just check. All right, so Radharani has three quality, and that's it. The end of the class, no?
She's extremely hardworking.
Yeah. Keisha,
Yes,
can you, oh, you ready? Is it done? Classes from 10 minutes. Oh, I know that. So, See how, can you imagine, right? We prepare for an interview. How many of you have a job here, right? 90%? Oh, you're the only guy who have a job here. Okay, excellent. You feed all of us. You have a job too. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Srimati Radha Rani ki jai. So, I wanted you to see it, right? That's why. It'll remind you when you constantly read it, right? Approaching Krishna through Radha Rani is the most effective part. So, which is what we said is the embodiment of bhakti. Embodiment of bhakti means love, care, cherish, performance, right? Eat proper, sleep proper, do japa proper, everything in balance. Every one of those qualities, serving the devotees, the care for the devotees, so many different things, right? Embodiment of bhakti. That is all bhakti. When it becomes bhakti. When you do it, it's karma yoga. But when does it become bhakti?
Service without expecting any fruits of it. Right?
I do it every day. That's not bhakti.
What?
That's not bhakti. If I do service, I don't expect
Without
it.
expectation.
No.
You're not taking.
No, it's not full. It's not full. When does it transition?
Doing it for Krishna.
When it's transition to Krishna.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. It's only a part of the answer. When it's done to please Krishna and his devotee is when Krishna, and that is embodiment of Radha Rani. So that is Radha Rani. So these are all computer generated image, by the way, except the bottom left corner of the screen. It's all computer generated image. So even computers of today knows what Krishna looks like on Radha Rani. Can you imagine that? This is why, I mean, you can think we're smart because we're able to build an algorithm to create Radha and Krishna. This is how mischievous we are. I didn't do it because they're beautiful. I did it because I want to tell you how mischievous we are. Not everybody can explain or express who Krishna and Radharani is. We're not pure enough. Our senses are not pure enough. Our interpretation when we think of Radha and Krishna is bizarre. How is it possible that we can tell a computer how to do it? This is how mischievous we are. We want to become God. This is what's happening. So we go, the best scripter on the planet goes and said, I am going to create most beautiful, but they're beautiful. They do remind me of how beautiful Krishna and his environment with Radharani could be. It does remind me, it gives me a flicker or a glimpse of what's happening in the spiritual world. But at the same time, it's mystifying how we think that we are able to do it. In the past, it's not like 5,000 years ago, it's not like the acharyas couldn't do this and create a fancy, sophisticated, modern version of Radharani. They could have done that like this. They didn't need no script, just like that. And they create a holographic image of Krishna looking like this. They could have done it. But not every saint and sage thought that they could have done. Because they themselves didn't know a full extent of Radha and Krishna. So this is supposed to be done by special people. Not everybody. Now today, everybody who has ChatGPT or Gemini or some
Llama.
Copilot or
Rama.
right, or the Chinese version, think that we can do it.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's impressive. It's impressive. All you guys using it every day. Huh? So this is the problem we're having. When we start interpreting who Radha Rani is, it's mystifying. That Radha Rani in the top left. But what we're doing, we're comparing it to feminine that is among us. That's what we're doing. We're comparing that beauty to the feminine around us. Because how is it possible to understand Radharani's beauty? If Radharani appeared here now, it would be like a bright yellow light, so bright that we can't even recognize anything. How is it possible that we can recognize Radharani? How? It's by only the mercy of Krishna. We can. Because he's also so effulgent. We can't see him if he appears. It's just by their mercy we can see. So, Radharani, our love is not loud or demanding. These are some of the qualities. Our love is not loud. And I'll explain a little bit below. Right? It is quiet, selfless, and complete. She doesn't seek Krishna for what he can give. She loves him simply because he is Krishna. Because she himself do not understand him. The inside doesn't understand the outside. And the outside doesn't understand the inside. Because if we do, we will live for 1,500 years. If the outside knows what's happening in the inside, and the inside knows what happened to the outside, we could have fixed ourselves. Right? So, but she just loves Krishna because Krishna is Krishna. She doesn't love him because of anything else. Because he can do magic, float planet in the cosmos, make the sun rise, the moon, take us to India in an airplane or Guyana or somewhere else. She doesn't love him because he can do all those magic. But that's our love. If somebody just sit around all day and watch you, like, oh, it's awful. Sits and watch me. But she loves Krishna because Krishna is Krishna, whether he does nothing or he does everything. Her devotion is so pure that even Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God, is bound by it. He can't control himself. Because why? Why? See, you guys are not thinking in the class. Stay in the room. Don't go outside. You're thinking outside the room. Stay in the room. Why? Don't think outside the room. The answer is inside the room.
What is the question?
Our devotion is so pure that even Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is bound by it. And I ask why?
Because you can win Krishna only through pure love.
You're in the class, but you're on the wrong page. So, and Radha Rani is pleased when we worship.
Krishna.
Hey, come on. Radha Rani is pleased when we worship.
Krishna.
And Krishna is pleased
When he hangs out with
When he is Radha.
when he hangs out with Radha Rani. You're right, I like that. And he hangs out with Radha Rani, right? So that's why Krishna cannot resist Radha Rani. So that's why her love so pure that she empowers us to serve Krishna. That's her love. So she's in all of us embodiment combined. On this day, devotees reflect on how Radharani teaches us to love without expectation, to surrender without fear, and to serve without ego. See what she's giving us? She's giving us a lot of good stuff. Even the dust of Vrindavan, where Radha walked, is revered. Akrura, who came to take Krishna to Mathura, bowed down to the soil, bowed down to the ground, right? Recognizing it is as sacred as the lotus feet of Radharani. That moment teaches us that divine presence is not always found in grand temples. That's what we always think. If the more opulent, the bigger the Lord, the more fancy clothes he got, he's more Supreme Personality, becomes more attractive. Tens of thousands of people come. And if it's common, normal, and the looks, I go to the bigger temples. That's what we always think. It's often bigger temples, it often resides in the quiet corner where love has been offered with sincerity. That's where. That's why Akrura bowed down to the simplest version of Srimati Radharani. Because she's the caretaker of Vrindavan. One of the most memorable moments of this is some of my realization when I speak to many devotees I consider very advanced. This is one of the things we often spoke about. One of the most memorable moments remembered of Radhashtami and the quality of Radha Rani is Krishna's departure to Vrindavan. Though Radha never uttered a single word, right? Many of you know the pastime? Say yes.
Yes.
That's 10 of you. Really? The rest of you never know, huh? Don't know? Yes? 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 No.
It's the Pushya actually.
The pastimes. When Krishna was leaving Vrindavan, right? If I tell you a story, say, oh, that's this. Okay. Krishna was leaving Vrindavan, people. He was leaving Vrindavan. Everybody knew Krishna left Vrindavan and he went to Mathura, right? Yes?
Yes.
That's still. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds like more than 50%. Right. We know everybody knew when he was leaving Vrindavan. Radharani didn't even go. She didn't even say a single thing. She didn't protest. Right? Though Radha never uttered a word in protest, her heart breaks silently. Krishna knew. Because that's all Krishna could have thought of too. That my dear has not come, she has not protested, then I'm in big trouble. He knew himself. And she knew what she had to do because she's the embodiment of bhakti. Remember, she's the embodiment of bhakti. So she knew how to do it and how it's all done. My mom, my dad, I think I heard as well, said this, and I then, very few people I heard said it. He said, silent speech is silver and silent is gold. And Krishna says, I am of secret things, I am silent. Because you didn't speak, it didn't happen, or it's not going to happen. Right? Sometimes you think you have to say it. But Srimati Radharani did not. Right? That loving pain, viraha, is not despair, but the highest expression of love. It is in separation that her devotion shines brightest, reminding us that spiritual love transcends physical presence. Devya Leela? No, I just want you to hear that.
Hear what?
Oh, you want to listen to class?
No. Also,
You're just there, huh? What I just read, you listen. I just wanted you to hear it. It is in separation that her devotion shines the brightest, reminding us that spiritual love transcends physical presence. So, I am not going to ask if anybody has any question because I'm not going to be able to answer it. So we'll skip the questions. And this is a famous picture in iskcon. If I remember it, created in 1968. Yeah, 1968, I believe. It was created. Very famous. I think we have them somewhere, no?
it's already.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's there?
Yeah.
This one, right? Is it the same?
No.
No?
It's Julian itself, but yeah, different picture, different painting.
Oh, okay. I thought this is the one we had. So, and how do we do all this? Everything I described, Radha Rani, all the good qualities. How do we start?
Selfish.
Huh? How do we start? Quickly. How do we start this whole process? How do we start this process?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
That's how we start the process. See, it says chant and be happy. This note was written by Krishna, not me.
through your hands.
To my hands, yeah. I use. So that's how it's simple process. Very, very simple process. And I'm happy whoever were able to come and share the experience. You may not understand most of the things I said. But there are some lessons that every class, at least when I sit, I do it in such a way that there's one fragment of lesson somebody will be able to take home. And days like today is what is most important because we're worshiping the embodiment of devotion to Krishna. That's what we're doing. So take something, some part of the message, and take it home. Everything is registered. Anything you thought you understand or you didn't understand gets recorded. And then sometime in your life, some other time, you'll remember it. Or some other time you will be able to indulge in its manifestation. So it doesn't go anywhere. Nothing of Krishna goes through one ears and comes through the other. It stays right inside because that's the place it stays. The other noise will get filtered out. All material things will get filtered out. But anything about Krishna and his devotees never get filtered out. It gets stuck inside and the noise gets filtered out. So let's do it one more time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, thank you very much.
Hare.
And for Balaram Jayanti, some devotees did some really magical stuff. Really, really magical stuff. Which is, I was keeping it for the last 2 weeks, to present today. Those qualities are what pleases Radha Rani the most because they are all her good qualities. Because all the devotees who showed up for Balaram Jayanti did magnificent. From Pujari service to decoration to cooking to feeding to cleaning to everything. They did it. And I tell you, they did it mostly to please me. Because it's very difficult. But I take no part in that glory. But that's how it's Krishna is enjoyed. Right? Krishna enjoys through Radha Rani. Radha Rani enjoys it through us when we do it to please Krishna. So is that my embodiment of humility to show that Krishna, show that service, despite how difficult it was to show how hard devotees are willing to work to please Krishna. Because they're not doing it for me, they're doing it for Krishna. And all the education learned, the likes and the dislikes and the displease and the please, everything that is learned, it's not for my benefit. I already know what I am going to do and I'm going to do exactly what I'm going to do. But that is the embodiment of Radha Rani, how to please Krishna through his devotees. Janmashtami, on the other hand, is much larger and much less common. But Whatever please, displease, like, dislike, honor, dishonor, whatever was shared was all done in the mood of pleasing Krishna. And all the devotees who showed up made it so seamless, it actually feel like nothing happened. But if you reflect on it, you will see how big in magnitude it was. Nicely planned, everything. Every single thing was planned in such a way that it appeared to be seamless. Yeah, there are a few devotees running around crazy, but still, usually, since we started, and my experience in temples, after the program, there's so much complaint. This one, that one, that one, that one. Even here, it happened the first year because there was just a few devotees, and then there was so much feedback. I got lots of texts, this, that, yeah, whatever it is. Immediately, the next day, oh, Prabhu, I got some idea, just to stop this, to do this, this is better way to do it, that's better way to, whatever it is. There's, Balaram Jayanti, nothing. I didn't get feedback yet, 2 weeks. Then Janmashtami, 1 week, not a single feedback. Radhashtami, I hope you guys don't send me any. And that means if you send, then I'll be brokenhearted. So if you have, don't send it. No feedback. What does that tell you? Dealing with so many, your own family, you fight. Your own friend group, your own everybody, your colleagues at work, so many. This is a diversity. So many personalities, different creatures, class, creed, everything. Yet, in the mood of service, we become Radha Rani, pleasing Krishna. And everything went well. Everything. So I wanted to speak of it on Radhashtami because it really would please Radha Rani. The way we showed up to have done it for Balaram and for Krishna. And the way we have done it for her birthday. She'll be pleased, topmost pleased. And when Krishna is hanging out, then she'll tell him. If he was too busy to recognize. She'll tell him, so yo, 2 weeks ago, this is what happened. If you didn't recognize, we were too busy. She'll tell him, because then he has to listen, right? Because that's the only time he can't think of anything else. So, in that spirit, happy Radhashtami. Happy Radhashtami to you too, Prabhu.
Hare
Krishna.
Happy Radha.
Yeah, I just dream, but it's okay. Yeah. So, thank you. And I do hope, I pray, I beg, that Srimati Radharani give you the proper taste of bhakti, so that you yourself can one day become something idyllic as the way Srimati Radharani would want to be herself, serving Krishna, because she loved to serve Krishna so much, she created 8 more Radharani to compete with. So in that spirit, let's become one of the servants of the gopis and the gopas, because they only know one thing, how to please Krishna. So happy Radhashtami.
You too, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.